Howdy folks, it's your boy CoinCoverage here bringing you a new video. And today we're talking about XRB, aka Nano, or the new rebrand of Nano. And you guys are probably talking about, like, why are you making a video on Nano? You know, it's old news, it got hacked, BitGrail's gone. Why are you still making a video on Rayblox or Nano? I like Rayblox better. The name actually sounds cool. Nano just kind of reminds me of Ledger Nano S, so I'm not a big fan of the name. But anyways, Nano, in my opinion, is definitely an oversold coin, an underrated coin, just because it is essentially what Bitcoin was trying to be, in my opinion. You can say that about a lot of coins like Dash, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum. You can say that about a lot of different coins that Bitcoin was trying to become this worldwide payment solution. However, I do think Rayblox was truly, the most advanced in terms of technology, and it's such an unfortunate events that BitGrail earlier in February 8th or so, was able to hack all that Nano, or the hackers took about $150 million worth of Nano, but we'll get to that in just a second. So, as you can see here, this is basically Rayblox's old, picture they had on their website, stating they're basically much better than IOTA and Bitcoin, and they technically are in terms of advancement, in terms of what they're actually planning to do. And they're talking about how the market cap in this video was only $8 million at the time, and saying how the investment could really, really take off, and how much better it really truly is an IOTA and Bitcoin in terms of transaction fees, transaction speeds, network capability, all this different stuff, which makes a cryptocurrency great. And actually, this chart is pretty damn, accurate, and really shows the power of how it's similar to IOTA, improves upon IOTA with no network fees and a different type of a faster blockchain, but it's using the blockchain Rayblox rather than IOTA using Tangle. But yeah, basically, I do think I like the network votes part of it. I like how there's no fees like IOTA, how they accomplished or be able to accomplish that. And it's just, a really, really special cryptocurrency that will live on as this disgrace of a hack, when I do think it's a little bit undervalued, in my opinion, in terms of the technology it has proven to be. If you go on their website, they give you a very, very detailed video about how it basically, is able to be this truly worldwide payment solution, and not going to be limited by Bitcoin's poor scalability and the poor scalability of blockchain. So they're able to do, thousands of transactions per second, and they actually claim in the video that it's actually an infinite amount of transactions per second, and which allows, people to actually use cryptocurrency in the real world, since that's one of the, the drawbacks is that you can't actually use this crypto, or you can't actually use cryptocurrency instantly. You have to wait for the node to go through. The network capability is very low. It's infinitely scalable, zero fees, and instant transactions. That's basically what the three main parts that they were trying to go for here, and that's everything you want in a cryptocurrency. Although you can't build anything upon it like Ethereum, they do say this is just the beginning. So yeah, recently, right after this big Nano, when it was beginning in January or so, when they rebranded Nano and it really started taking off, it actually hit about $34 at a $4.5 billion market cap, over $4.5 billion. So it was sitting, in a very, very good spot. It was at rank 19 at January 7th, and it was doing very, very well. I would say it peaked around 17 or 18, if I can remember. And if this coin was still remaining the same market cap and did really well, and I doubt it would, just because of the current, bear market we've been in for the past, few months, that are basically the whole entire 2018, except for February. Some argue that we're coming out of it, but that's for a whole new video. It would be around the top 10, top 7. So, it's very, very important to take a look at this kind of stuff and realize, how is this a really oversold coin? The market cap currently is only sitting at around it's in the 40s, right? Where is it? Nano. I keep losing it on here. 37, and it's currently sitting at a $380 million market cap with a decent amount of volume. Not even 1,000 Bitcoin volume, but still remaining decent amount of volume. In comparison to the market cap, it's a little bit low, but mostly on Binance. You don't see BitGrail on here anymore. But yeah, BitGrail would get most of the volume for Nano or Rayblox before it became a big thing, and BitGrail basically got hacked on February 8th. The Italian exchange of BitGrail, and people, were suspicious because they did freeze the funds about a month before it happened. A lot of people wanted changes to the node and stuff, and especially the BitGrail owner, Francesco Ferrano, some Italian guy. But basically, he asked to change the coin's ledger, and they disagreed with him. So he basically, there was a freeze in funds, and then people were asking if the funds were safe on the BitGrail exchange or not. And one of the Zach Shapiro was like, funds are safe on BitGrail. It's an issue with the node, which we're working hard to fix. And again, funds are safe. And he was just asking. They're very concerned about BitGrail's lack of withdrawal. It's been about a month. You know what? Why can we withdraw XRB? And they were reassured that their funds were safe. However, technically they were not. There was an exploit in BitGrail, and all the funds were taken away. About $150 million in Nano were taken away on BitGrail. So that's why, another example why you shouldn't really keep your funds on exchange always, especially if you have a lot of money. But if you're actively trading, it's always good to have money on exchanges, because the fees of taking off the exchange and putting it back on could build up over time. However, this is a great example of why you should got to be careful, and just notarize that your funds on exchange aren't really actually secure, and actually aren't really your funds. They're more the exchange funds. So yeah, I always come with the understanding that if your money is on exchange, you technically do not own those coins. So, which is true, you kind of just own it with the share of the exchange, just because they are able to access it just like you are. And the freezing withdrawals, freezing of deposits is always a sketchy thing, and always kind of a scary moment. It gives you a little bit of a panic, especially when it comes to sketchy exchanges like these. So I always know, even when I'm on Binance and the coin gets frozen, you always got to be careful, because there is suspicious stuff that can happen. Some people think BitGrail hired people to hack them so they can claim the money, or just a bunch of sketchy stuff. It's not really black and white, to be honest with you guys. Just because there's a lot of blurriness in the situation, which is people are still trying to figure out to this day, like what exactly happened. So yeah, this coin reminds me of EOS, which I talked about in my last video. Basically, the same exact thing happened to EOS, where it got completely, absolutely obliterated for about from about $5 all the way to 50 cents. And I remember buying at around 50 cents, because I remember I saw this big dip, and it never ever really recovered. It kind of just plummeted back down for the past couple months. And I finally was able to pick some up, and I sold really early, because everyone told me, like, why are you buying that coin? Like, it's a FUD. And I talked about in my last video, if you guys want to check that out, about EOS. But anyways, moving forward, it kind of just pushed forward, as the ICO continued to span on for about a year. People realized that this isn't really a money laundering scam. It's actually going to be a real project, because people really did think EOS was pushing or saying what it really isn't, and kind of overhyping itself. But it turned out to be a really successful coin, remaining at 5th place. And I do own quite a bit of EOS, because I really like the token itself. But that's just a good example. When shit just keeps plummeting down and seems never to give it a similar return. Just because of one little instance, or just a bear market, I mean, might as well buy when it's cheap, right? Especially at this cheap a price. This is probably one of the lowest prices it's been at, besides like $250 or so. And in my opinion, buy when it's low, sell when it's high. When it's up here, sell. When it's down here, you buy. I mean, that's basic trading logic. But anyways, guys, that's going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys appreciate it. Just a trade alert, in my opinion. And a lot of people are going to say, no, dude, it's going to keep going down to zero. With the technology it really has behind it, regardless of the hack, regardless if a majority of the supply is taken by the hackers, I'm not going to say majority, but a lot of the supply, it's still, able to appreciate the coins and give some value to the coin, just because of the technology it brings, rather than the speculation around it. So especially when it's at this dead end of a price, might as well pick some up, just because it doesn't seem to be going lower than this, and it has been pretty stagnant for the past couple weeks. So in my opinion, this is a good trade alert if you're looking, to get a pretty risky trade, since the market cap is relatively low. In a bear market, might as well buy stuff when it's cheap. So thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. It's been your boy CoinCoverage, and I'll be back tomorrow for a new video, guys. Take care, and good luck in your trading.